So I am just trying to see, we have three different ideas that we need to share. One, of course, comes from the government in terms of what they are doing for the ecosystem in the state, particularly the deep tech ecosystem. And then we also have an investor and somebody who has a lot of impact ideas in terms of taking the startup ecosystem to much of the smaller towns. And then finally, in case you happen to visit the IIT Madras campus, what we proudly call the showpiece of our entrepreneurship ecosystem, the IIT Madras Research Park. So we kind of quickly get some ideas from all of them here in this afternoon. So let me start with the government in terms of what today the emphasis of the state government has been in terms of looking at creating an ecosystem in the state. And today the buzzword seems to be the deep tech. Everybody talking about deep tech. The fascination for deep tech it seems to be suddenly picked up steam. So what's the government doing in terms of looking at the deep tech ecosystem? Yeah. There's a problem with the things.
No, I'm just technologically, I feel unsavvy. I'm just trying to figure out how to switch this on first. Is it AI enabled or something? Just for... Sorry, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vanitha Venugopal, CEO of Tamil Nadu Technology Hub. So thank you, StartupTN. First and foremost, I think we should give a big round of applause for the fantastic show the department, the team, the CEO, and everyone has pulled together at this global scale. I'm humbled that I was invited for this particular event. Having lived abroad for a very long time, I could say with a lot of pride that what we are seeing today is in match or better than many things we have seen or visited. So once again, I think a fabulous job, team. Sir, to your question, what is Tamil Nadu doing for innovation? Obviously, today is, as you can see, StartupTN is a nodal agency in the government to support as well as encourage more of startups or students to look at entrepreneurship as their next step after college and not just look at going and working for a company, becoming their own leaders. From deep tech perspective, iTNT Hub, which is Tamil Nadu Technology Hub, was set up 2 years ago in Anna University to support in three forms. As a startup, I think we have stalwarts here sitting with me, but it is about three things: money, mentorship, and market access. How each of us can do this and support these startups would help them to take them to the next level. When I talk about mentorship, bringing in the right ecosystem players, people who are the subject matter experts to support these startups would definitely help, and which we are trying to do it in our own baby steps. Market-wise, investors, the moment you create good startups through mentorship and their idea validation is done, I think investor will automatically come in to invest because the idea is good and they think there's a potential for this. So I call it in a very simple term, lab to market. Your idea is conceptualized from deep tech in basic science. That's what we're talking about, basic science, right? And the idea, I wonder, how do we take it to the market? And in this life cycle, we have all these players who, if we all put in the right effort, I think we will see a great innovation-led economy in Tamil Nadu. Thank you.
Thank you so much for summarizing very succinctly the importance of three M's, money, mentorship, and market access. Very nice. Let me now turn to my left and then request Nat, the CEO of Research Park, to share his thoughts in terms of, if you look at it, the Research Park has become a case study. Research Park is being proudly exhibited, not but IIT Madras, but then other members of the ecosystem like the state government and the central government and so on. So let me kind of ask your perspectives in terms of what are the ingredients that kind of led to the success of the Research Park in the way that it's turned out today.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Pleasure to be here. I know we don't have so much time, so I'll get down to the answers. So I think what makes this innovation ecosystem work is really to me, the commitment of the academia. That's where I would start with. I mean, when this was set up by Professor Junjunwala, who delivered a fantastic address this morning, it was really different from any other ecosystem that was set up in the past, right? I think it was set up as an independent entity. Although it's co-located with IIT Madras, there was a certain amount of independence and autonomy that the research park and incubation cell has to execute its agenda. I think that it starts there. And one of the other things is the rich ecosystem of professors participating. I think we changed the message in terms of it's not about research alone, it's not about publishing papers alone, it's not about teaching alone, really setting up pathways for them to come and engage in entrepreneurship. I think you are very much part of it, Thillai, yourself. I think that's caught on like wildfire. If I look at more and more inflow of companies being incubated, we are about 100 companies that we incubate every year, and these are deep tech companies, and these are not some volume games. These are really hard science, engineering-related deep tech companies, and a good amount of them have professors joining them as co-founders, mentors, which I think is an important part of it. And some of them, the role models are very, very important. The early days of Uni4, Aether, Medibuddy have created something to aspire for new students, right? In fact, when I talk to others, the graduating students going abroad has become a thing of the past. We see more and more of students, not just IIT, anywhere else, wanting to pursue a career in entrepreneurship. I think that's a very, very important move. And I think it's a great move all around, right? I mean, both from a government of India support and the state government of Tamil Nadu support, what Honorable Chief Minister announced yesterday. I think the time is right in terms of all funding being one part of it, but also several such entities, StartupTN, iTNT. There is just fantastic ecosystem support that's coming, and that's paving the way for entrepreneurs to come in. To me, it's all of this that makes it successful. But I think the bottom line is, you've got to be patient. I think, again, I'll talk about, unlike e-commerce, quick commerce type companies where you could really do something and show, to demonstrate an MVP takes a long time here. And that's where the capital is a twin problem. You ask the VCs, they say there's enough capital in the market. If you ask the deep tech entrepreneurs, they'll say it's not easy to access that capital, right? I mean, somewhere there's a gap, and we can talk a lot more, but the problem is to be able to come up with a good MVP, go for global customer orders, and really get the revenue part going. I think, to me, that's what we are talking about in our incubation cell and research park. If that happens, then we see the VC funding also comes in, right? So the problem is they're not willing to take risk early on till the MVP is done. In deep tech, you need a catalytic capital to come in early stage to be able to handhold them towards success and to finish line. So it's a tough journey, and the success rates may be still low. Survival rates are high, but success rates are still not there yet. I think it's important to distinguish. We're looking to get higher probability for them to succeed, right? Working with governments, partnering, collaborating. How could we take a few startups and take them all the way? Let's not make it a numbers game. I think it's important to create more role models that then will invite followership.
Thank you. Very nice point where you kind of emphasized the close relationship between academic part of the institute and the entrepreneurial part of the institute, which is a research park, and there's a translation of academic research to something that can have a lot of commercial value. And also, more importantly, you talked about how patience is important and how capital can come with a lot of, or need to come with a lot of patience to be able to make a very successful contribution to this ecosystem. So now on this question of capital, let me again turn to my right and then ask an investor who actually looks at investing from a very, very different perspective. இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல வந்து நம்ம நிறைய இன்வெஸ்டர்ஸ் பார்த்துருக்கோம் இந்த கடைசி 2 நாளில். But then Kumar Vembu sir has a lot of passion when he talks about investing. Passion not in just of technology, but passion in terms of அந்த சமுதாயத்தில் ஒரு தாக்கம், social impact, how we can create. That's something that he's very passionate about. So நீங்கள் சொல்லுங்கள் சார், இந்த ஒரு இன்னோவேஷனுக்கோ how important is capital? What kind of capital is needed to sustain and to make it successful? And as an alumni and as a friend of IIT Madras, IIT Madras would a contribution in, to scale up this innovation ecosystem.
Thank you, sir, for all the 3 questions. Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, I am facing a typical startup issue. We have only 9 seconds to go, so we will run out of runway after. By the time I start talking, but anyway, I will answer the questions to the best of my knowledge. See, first up, in terms of IIT Madras Research Park, I joined and worked worked in the TNET group under Professor Ashok Jhunjhunwala in 1990. So the idea is very simple. We have to do things that work in the lab. See, a lot of times we say, oh, this is already done by someone else, somewhere else. Right? See, just because somebody else is eating, we don't starve. Just because somebody else is living a good life, we don't say we don't want to live, right? But when it comes to product development, why are we always thinking that somebody else has done it, so I won't do it? So the first, when I graduated from college, I thought, we have to do something new if we have to do a business, or we have to be an entrepreneur. So the first myth that got busted inside me was this thing that we can just do what has already been done, but do it first, do it working, then do it better than them. Slowly, one by one will happen. So in terms of creating the belief that we can also do something, I think IIT Madras ecosystem and then the research park did a great job in that. Because only with that belief we can go and create products and then create companies and everything, right? So that is the first thing I will say. And the second thing is in terms of innovation or deep tech R&D, Professor was asking a question. So in my opinion, right, the conviction, right, because when I believe in an idea, I am very sure not many other people are going to believe in that. So I have seen even IIT Research Park as an idea when I was working with Professor Jhunjhunwala. So he was basically obsessed with that idea, right? That is why he was able to create that. So any idea like that, you have to be obsessed with that. So if the entrepreneur believes in that idea and is obsessed with that idea, definitely, he will get the mentorship that is needed. He will get the investment that is needed, in time. Whatever challenges that happen, before they discover this mentorship or before they discover the right person who will fund it, are all the challenges that are required to basically develop that conviction. So that is how we have to look at it. So an entrepreneur must believe in the idea and develop the conviction and work towards realizing it as long as they believe in it. Only when they stop believing in it, they should give up. So in my opinion, they should work on it till they believe in it. So in terms of capital, what is available, see today, I think all kinds of capital are available. So I would basically say if somebody has a good idea, they are able to share that idea clearly and, and develop inbound interest rather than, putting lot of effort and going and meeting lot of people. How do you communicate your idea so that, and distribute it in social media or other channels? So people get an inbound interest in your idea. That may be the easier way of, discovering who can, who is interested in your idea and getting interest, and getting the investment that is required. So I think we are getting a warning again and again that we are over time. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so thank you so much. I mean, you told very nicely that you don't have to be first necessarily, but you can be better. I think that's a very nice takeaway for most of the entrepreneurs here. Unfortunately, like you just mentioned, the time is up. But we'll just take last 5 second. Any last one point that you would like to share? Just 5 seconds, each of you. Just one line, then we can close it.
I think if I have to take 1 minute, every innovator here, every entrepreneur here, every dreamer here, please think of design and technology have to do a tango together to come up with the best products. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I think my message is a great time if you're young people in the audience or people wanting to become an entrepreneur. I think we have a great time. We have great momentum. I think India is demonstrating that we are a force to reckon with. The national policies, state policies, and even some of the macro indicators are pointing in the right direction. This is time for us to grow up. And I think we have some great role models. So I think it's heartening to see more and more young people wanting to be an entrepreneur. I would say, come on board. Come to Research Park, incubation cell, any other incubation cell. I think we'd welcome you with open hands, and we can make great things happen. And the future of India is, really dependent on you doing all that. Thank you.
Yeah, I would say, believe in yourself, stay hungry, and stay foolish. Thank you.
Thank you all, and I think we have now come to this interesting panel discussion. Thank you, StartupTN, and let me also thank the fellow panel members for being such a very, very interesting and very, very forthcoming member of the panel. Thank you.